So it's been around 11 years since the TVS Jupiter 110 has been around in India, and the year 2024, and it has finally undergone a substantial change. This could be considered a generational change because that's an all new engine, a different chassis, and of course different design and features as well. Now we have been called out here to the TVS test track, the facility in Hosur, which is the plant, to ride the scooter a couple of days before the launch. I'm going to walk you through what's new with this new generation model. So let's get to it. Now the Jupiter 110 is a real big deal for TVS because, to put it simply, this is pretty much the bread and butter scooter model for the company. Now the Jupiter scooter series is the highest selling brand in the manufacturer's scooter portfolio, managing to outshine models like the Scooty Pep Plus, the Zest 110, and surprisingly even the Ntorq range of scooters in terms of units sold. So much so that, say, if the Ntorqs are selling at a rate of 30,000 units a month, the Jupiter scooters, well, they're doing double of that number in the same time frame. That's how much in demand they are in India. Even though these sales numbers include both the Jupiter 110 and the 125cc models combined, it still is an impressive feat nonetheless. Alright, so starting off with the design of the scooter. Now this is the top spec variant of the 110 Jupiter. So it comes with this very peculiar, nice color scheme as well, and very refreshing in terms of design. It has a more modern take on although it is a family oriented scooter, it's not that sporty, but it does have a nice futuristic look to it, primarily thanks to that long running DLL along the front apron of the scooter. Now the turn indicators have been integrated into the front apron as well, like before, but you don't have those bird's eye kind of looking turn indicators as the older scooter. Now you get 12-inch wheels at both ends, telescopic front suspension, single monoshock at the rear, LED lighting at both ends, really neat looking. And of course this top spec variant is identifiable visually by, of course, the DRLs, which are complete all around the scooter, and the disc brake. The disc brake is only available on the top spec variant, and which includes the connected tech. Now coming to the rear of the scooter, as you will see also, it has this long LED running along the back of the scooter with the turn indicators integrated here as well. I'll just switch that on for you to get a look at that. And this top spec variant also comes with a hazard light switch, which has been integrated quite neatly into the turn indicator buttons out here as well. So this is how the normal turn indicators work, but you long press this and it functions as a hazard light switch. So that's a really neat thing. Now, as you can see with this particular model, also on the lower trims, that, well, TVS have done away with the chrome finish bits on the scooter and have opted for a rather classier looking piano black finish all throughout the scooter. Now this is available on the lower models as well. Secondly, you will come to the screen. Now this is an LCD screen, reverse LCD. They call it a color screen, but there are just some colored elements out there. This screen, quite intuitive, decent amount of information for you on the go. You can toggle between your odometers, trip settings, and of course you do have real-time running efficiency when you're on the go, and it does have speed warning. So when you go above 80 kilometers per hour, it gives you this high speed warning. Although it is not designed to kind of be a high speed scooter, it will reach around 80 kilometers per hour, and you do get an indicator like how you do get on your cars with the beeping, that kind of alarm. It shows you a visual indicator that you are hitting 80 kilometers per hour and to stick within speed limits. Eco and power modes depending on your throttle inputs. And of course now this is the new chassis. So this is the same chassis as that of the Jupiter 125. So the entire layout of the 110 has improved, I would say, because yes, as you can see, the fuel filler lid out here with the 110, like with the 125, has shifted to the front. The aprons to fill your fuel quite conveniently on the go. Now this is the new 113cc single cylinder engine. There's quite a bit of tech thrown in there as well. So it has ISS, which is the intelligent start-stop system, which basically your scooter goes off if you stop at a signal, pull over for around 3 seconds, it will go off automatically, twist the throttle, and then it will ignite and start, and you can be on your way. Then there have been other integrated technologies with this particular motor, like you have this small boost kind of feature which works more or less on the lines of the Yamaha Ray ZR, where yes, now the max power of this motor is around 8 PS of max power and around 9.2 Nm of torque. But then there is a small indicator on the dashboard that tells you that you have some power from the battery to thrust you forward with a little more gusto, because your power is bumped up, your torque in fact is bumped up to around 9.8 Nm of torque with that assist from the electrical motor. From the battery, that draws power from the battery and gives you a little more shove on your initial phase of acceleration. So that is pretty neat as well. Now in terms of braking, yes, you do get disc brake up in front with the top spec variant, drum brake at the rear, single sided swing arm. Yes, it does come fully loaded with whatever TVS can actually throw into the scooter at its given price tag. Now this one comes with Smart Connect technology, which includes Bluetooth, connectivity, call alerts, all that kind of thing. You also have turn-by-turn navigation prompts, and of course you do have the start-stop technology, which is constant through all of them. You do have some safety tech thrown in there as well in terms of auto cancellation, turn indicators. You have the hazard light switch integrated into the turn indicator lamp as well. And of course, once you brake hard out on the road, you do get the people behind do get some indication that you have done so, because your hazard lights come on automatically and they switch off as soon as you release the brakes. So that is a real nice safety tech. And you do get combined braking system as well. So really good in terms of features, and they have upped the game. In terms of what you can see on screen, yes, you do get stuff like average fuel economy, which is great. It tells you if you're riding efficient. You also have prompts on your phone. Once you're actually connected to the app, it tells you how you've been riding over the course of time, certain time period. You have eco and sport, eco and power modes, so you can keep your power modes in check. You don't want to, if you want to ride economically, just when you see that eco light flashing, it gives you some reassurance that you are riding kind of efficiently. And it's really nice to see that even on the scooter, a 110, if you are riding at around 60 kilometers per hour, you're quite relaxed on the throttle. You still see that eco light flashing, which is quite reassuring to see. So now how efficient it is actually out on the road, well, we'll save our judgment for a different day, because, well, this is a controlled environment. We have to figure it out on the road how it actually performs. So do look out for our proper road test when that comes out soon. Now, as you can see, the riding posture of the Jupiter 110, well, this refresh version, is fairly simple and nice and convenient. Everything within reach, no fuss, not really sporty. And of course, the main point of this scooter has to be the convenience factor. So you have a nice glove box out here in front. You have a USB charging port conveniently located, as well as your fuel filler lid right here with your tank located under the footboard. So everything, you don't really need to get off the scooter to fill your fuel and anything like that. Previously it was at the rear. Well, now it's shifted to the front, which is more or less on the lines of the 125, the Jupiter 125. The seating, well, now with the same seat length as the Jupiter 125, which is around 756 mm in length. As you can see, quite comfortable, and a lot of space for a pillion at the rear as well. And of course, you do have a good 33 liters of under-seat storage space where you can fit 2 half-face helmets. So that's a really neat thing. So in terms of power and agility, well, the scooter primarily is not supposed to be the sportier kind, because you have like stuff like the N-Torque for that. But then again, this chassis has changed the dynamics of the scooter for the better, because yes, it does feel very light, very nimble. And in terms of acceleration, well, the new motor, the 113cc motor, and it is assisted by the battery as well. You do get a nice amount of shove on the go, even from 20 to 40 to around 60 kilometers per hour actually. It is very smooth, butter smooth all throughout, and very comfortable. That's the main thing, and that's what people who buy the scooter will be looking for. That comfort factor, even though you have the agility thrown in with the scooter, is a real plus point. In terms of performance, well, the scooter really has it as well, because yes, the work that TVS have put into this motor really goes to show, because it's smooth all throughout from the moment you start off from 0 all the way up to 60. Yes, post 60 to around 80 kilometers per hour, it does feel a little reluctant to cross that 80 kilometer per hour threshold, but then again, that is not what the scooter is designed for. Even at those speeds, if you happen to manage around 80 kilometers per hour, the scooter still feels very nice and planted on the road thanks to the chassis, and it is light and nimble. It is flickable as well, more than you would actually expect the scooter to, so that is a bit of a surprise. But yes, a very nice composed scooter all throughout. Now, a really commendable thing about the new Jupiter 110 is the fact that, well, in terms of design, the fit and finish is really nice for most part. There are some ill-fit bits like over here, you can see a little bit of panel gaps. But then again, the overall fit and finish of the scooter is very neatly executed, because even the level of paint is phenomenal. It feels of good quality, even the plastics feels really good. And as you can see, over most of the body panels, you won't get to see a single screw or bolt, except for the lower part of this midsection, where you can see a couple of screws out here and on the footboard. But even on the dash, nothing to be seen. There's not a screw in sight. It looks very neat and tidy and very well put together overall. Now, another really cool thing about the Jupiter 110 is that it has reduced in weight compared to the older model. This one weighs just 105 kgs, and the way this is balanced thanks to that new chassis, well, it just makes things all so easy. Even if you have to lug it about, move it around in your parking lot, or even for matter of fact, put it on main stand, you can just do it with, no need to do, you can do it with one hand. So it's just so simple, very nicely balanced, and well, yes, it feels a lot better than it ever did before. This latest avatar of the TVS Jupiter 110 has been priced from Rs 73,700, that's ex-showroom, for the base drum brake model, to Rs 87,250 for the top spec disc brake variant with the connected tech. Which means that although the Jupiter 110 has certainly upped its game in terms of design, ride quality, handling and features, the new model is priced very similar to the older generation model, which can only mean good things for the brand. A new and improved model with new features, same old price tag, has a kick to it, right? So we have to figure out how the scooter functions in terms of fuel efficiency. That we'll say for a later date once we actually have the scooter out on the road. But as it is, as of today, after riding the scooter, it seems very promising because it is comfortable, it is spacious, it is loaded with features, at least the ones that you can actually put to use out on the road. It has a certain amount of convenience about it that it was lacking before. So all in all, a very interesting package, and it should do good numbers once it actually hits the streets.